us more room in the alley. Cattle can come out of the alley. We can work them here and then take them back. And then our colts, of course, these pre-foot round pens are built so that if you hook the chains right with the flat back, we'll hook them straight. We'll show you in a bit here. Hook them straight and then bring them in and they make a nice solid. They'll give. If the horse hits them, they'll give, but they don't collapse. And so it's a real safe way to ride. Of course, we got the chains to the outside. We'll have our full round pen here, and then we'll have an arena to ride our horses outside of the round pen once we get them good. And we'll ride them in here for a day or two, however long it takes. And then we'll take them out there, and then we're going to get out in the big country. So this is going to be this facility is turning into the excellent horse-cattle combination. So it's funny how you can take a set of pens that are set up and modify them to fit yourself. And this pre-foot round pen, it's portable. We can take it down, we can go use it somewhere else, and we're going to probably end up putting a little dirt in here, some clay, get a nice base, so it's a nice solid even base. Throw some sand in on top of it, it'll be safe. Our colts can move out and we won't have a chance of having one fall down. And we can work cattle in here. We can use this for loading cattle, so I think it's going to be great. We'll see.
So after we got the colts into the round pen, we worked on them with the saddles, getting them adapted to that, and walked them around, led them around in circles to the left and to the right, getting them used to having something cinched around them. And did that for an hour or so, and then after that we took the halters off and moved them around with a flag, getting them used to the saddle. So that's what you're going to see here in the next video or two, is that process, and just kind of get all the kinks worked out on them before we actually step on and give them their first ride. Like I said earlier, this clip here is when we took the halters off of the colts, and Kurt is moving them around to the left and to the right with some weight on their back, being the saddles with the cinches nice and snug, just getting them used to having that on their body and getting all the bucks and kicks all out of their system before we throw a leg over. now you can see that they're moving really nice. The saddles and cinches aren't bugging them anymore. So it's getting closer to time to throwing a leg over, but still want to work them a little bit and get them even more used to it. So we took our saddles off and re-haltered them, and then we would put our saddles back on, just getting them used to that process of saddling and desaddling and all of that. So they're getting closer to being rode, but not there quite yet. And this process was over a 2 or 3 day time period, doing these things over and over, a lot of repetition. So the next day we did the same process as before, but we added this into it where we had our broke horses saddled, we're riding them, and we also had our saddles on the colts and getting them used to being led by our broke horses. So we did this for an hour or two as well. That was something that we added into the program. The next step was actually throwing a leg over and having a broke horse lead us on our colts, just getting them used to that process. So that's what we did next. The next day, we actually added in stepping on and riding by ourselves. So we had a hold of the halter rope and gave them their first ride. And this right here is Ducky getting a little bucky, but after he got that out of his system, it was all over. So this was the only incident that we had. We haven't had any other bucks since this, and it's due to the process that we've given the colts and the amount of time that we've spent with them. So it's going great. Colts are getting broke, and now we're going to start training them to be ranch horses. the same day, we rode the colts through the corral, through the pens, just getting them used to being able to ride through those areas, being as we're going to work cattle through them. So they need to be broke to that as well. And you can see here, Sniper got a little spooked by a shadow. So all of this stuff that we're working them through is going to better them and make them better horses in the long run. So that's this next process that we're showing you and that you're going to see in these next few clips, is us riding them through the corral and through the pens, just getting them adapted to that.